Now that I've introduced you to strings and concatenation, let's throw variables into the mix. So let's create a variable that holds a string. So the variable is called x, and we will set it to hold the string there. On the next line, we're going to make a puts statement that will print out to the terminal the word hello, or the string hello rather, and we're going to concatenate the string hello with the variable x. What do you think will happen when we run this code? As you may have predicted, when we run the code, we get the words hello there printed in the terminal. Now let's break this down. Again, on line 1, we created the x variable. The x variable holds the string there. Just as variables can hold numbers, variables can hold strings as well. So when we get to line 2, where we say puts the hello string concatenated with the x variable, it's important to remember the William Howard Taft rule of variables, which states that whenever you refer to a variable, you're not referring to the box itself, but you're referring to its contents. Unless, that is, if you're setting the variable. But here we're not setting the variable, we're simply referring to it. So when we refer to the x variable, we are referring essentially to its contents, which is the string there. So essentially, on line 2, we are taking the hello string and concatenating it with the contents of x, which is the string there. Therefore, in the terminal, we get the result of the concatenated strings hello there, and we get the words hello there printed in the terminal. Now, if I surrounded the x with quotes, we would no longer be referring to the x variable, but simply a separate string that happens to contain the letter x. And if I ran this, we would get hello x. But I don't want to do that. I want to refer to the variable x, and therefore, it must not have quotation marks surrounding it, because quotation marks around something indicates that we're making it a string. And we're not making this a string, we're referring to the previously declared variable of x. Now we can also do the same thing with two variables. So let's take it from the top. We're going to create a variable called a that will have the string cat. And we will create a variable called b that will contain the string fish. If we then say puts a plus b, what will we get in the terminal? And as you probably guessed, we get the word catfish in the terminal, because again, the William Howard Taft rule says when we refer to the a and b, we're not referring to the box, but we're referring to its contents. So it's as if we said puts cat plus fish, but instead we do so through the variables. So puts a plus b, we concatenate the contents of a with the contents of b, and we get catfish in the terminal.